Why Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is the first Call of Duty I've been excited for since Black Ops 2. Actually, the last Call of Duty I ever bought was Black Ops 2. I've received ones as gifts or just free from other friends or something like that, but I've never actually bought a game past Black Ops 2 because I realized at that point, you know what, the franchise just isn't for me anymore. Then once the franchise moved towards the advanced movement trend, it just kind of put me off even more to the franchise, to where I was just like, it's just, this game became a laughing joke, especially with Call of Duty Ghost not being that great. Advanced Warfare, they tried doing something different there, but the weapons weren't that great. The advanced movements were way too overpowered, and they built in latency that for shot registration was just horrible. Now, I've heard Black Ops 3 is a great game for Call of Duties, but it had the advanced movements, and a lot of people were not really digging it. I wasn't either. I'd like Call of Duty to be boots on the ground. That's what they tried doing in World War II, and I think they did a pretty good job with it, but the weapons weren't really that great to use. Plus, the skill-based matchmaking that's in it really kind of ruined the fun for me, because I'm not one to play sweaty game modes, in Call of Duty at least. But in this video, I'm going to tell you why I think Black Ops 4 will rejuvenate my feelings towards the Call of Duty franchise. We're going to be talking about the multiplayer, the zombies, and of course, the Battle Royale. And why the total package here may get me back into playing Call of Duty again. How's it going, everybody? It's Kevin here, once again giving you another gameplay commentary. Like I said, today we're talking about Call of Duty Black Ops 4. It released out today, and man, I'm super excited for this Call of Duty, mainly for Blackout, but there are other reasons why I'm excited for this Call of Duty game as well. Let me know about your Call of Duty experience with the franchise for the last few games. I do read all the comments to try to reply to most of them as well. And if you're new to the channel, we'll say anything, stay up to date with anything mainly Halo related, but occasionally we'll talk about other games. So subscribe to stay up to date with anything related to this channel as well. And let's get right into the commentary here. So first, let's talk about the multiplayer here. Now, they did reduce it down to a 5v5, which is kind of alright. I think that's all just depending on how big the maps are. And I'm guessing just for like the fact that Call of Duty's been running on the same engine for so long, and you have to keep improving the graphics some way, so probably had to shrink down the map so they can have higher texture qualities. But having 6 players on the map probably was too much, and so they had to make it 5v5, which, like I said, it's all depending on the map balancing, if it works out for well. I've been watching a lot of Call of Duty videos, and I didn't really see many complaints about the 5v5, so I mean, it seems to be alright with the game. Now, I've really never been a fan of super abilities within shooters, unless there's a way to tell the players that are in the match who has a super up, because they put that in with Destiny 2, and I really like that feature a lot, and I really like to see it put in other games. Halo 343, you should pay attention. But especially with Call of Duty, it seems like it's rather random, so it's a lot of times you're kind of wrong place, wrong time, which really kind of puts a damper on the situation there. So don't know much about the ultimate super abilities, whatever you want to call them, the timed kill streaks, you want to call them, but it helps give players that like moment of feeling like a total badass, which Call of Duty did a great job of back in like the early 2000s, late 2000s I should say, but of course lost its luster a little bit. But bringing those super abilities into the game kind of helps give you that feeling. Now, a big change here is bumping up the health to 150. Now, I heard the reason why they did this is to kind of be able to tweak the weapon balancing a little bit more, because apparently the way the engine works for the Call of Duty games, you can't really do fraction numbers very well. It has to be like a whole number for it to be able to calculate things properly. And so bumping up the health to 150 kind of gives you more variation in kind of damage output and rate of fire for the games. But it's just, I think it's kind of rather arbitrary what number your health is. I think it just kind of more depends on how much damage the weapons deal out. Like if previously the games were at 100 health, which makes sense, and all the weapons generally did about 25 damage for a bullet, give or take, depending on what weapon that you're using and rate of fire, but generally it was about that. Now, honestly, you could have lowered down the health weapon damage to like 12 and kept the health at 100, but that's what they decided to go with it. And also the healing mechanic is kind of a little mixed up about that one, just because I've always felt like Call of Duty with the regenerated health kind of fits the gameplay really well, and that it just, not only do you have reload itis, which kind of was causing Call of Duty in Halo and like other shooters as well, but now you have healing itis where you just want to constantly keep healing yourself. But I think it kind of helps out with Probably having less players on the map, having the player just get away, have full health, that it can be really frustrating. We come across that quite often when it came to Halo 5 and the advanced movements in that game. And it's a really delicate mess you're kind of playing around with, because the signature of Call of Duty is the quick time to kills. You know, Call of Duty is essentially like a game of hide and seek, you know, just kind of like whoever sees who first dies. And that's what makes the game so great, is that very inviting to solo queue players, new players who don't have like the greatest of accuracy. Call of Duty works out really well for you. Though I actually probably will like that addition of extra health, for it to give you that extra like bullet or two damage you can take to help reward better accuracy. I think games like Destiny have done a really good job with the damage model in that game, where headshots do matter a lot, but also you can go for body shots and kill just fine. It's not like Halo where you go, you know, body headshot kind of thing. So I think that will really help kind of give you a nice balance between accuracy and time to kill. And adding in that extra ability of healing yourself kind of gives you the extra level of skill that you can hopefully take advantage of new players on, and more skilled players can know proper times to heal or when to press the issue to know that, okay, well, you know, he's damaged, he's going around the corner, he's probably going to try heal up right away. I can hopefully get him right after he tries, you know, putting bullets into me. So that's kind of the multiplayer side of things now. And I guarantee they're probably going to maintain the same 3-lane formula with some, you know, side routes here and there, but mainly the 3 routes, which, you know, they definitely tried changing up a little bit with World War II, but the maps were just so many extra lanes to get through the different places on the map that it was just a little confusing. It was impossible to really kind of maneuver through the map, because every time we move forward, there's at least 4 angles you're going to get shot from, and it's just a little overwhelming for a player, and then creates slower games where people just end up camping behind a barrel. And also, a really huge thing is the pick 10 system. I know that the pick 10 like system has been in other games as well. I just feel like, you know, Ghost tried doing like the pick 15, and the perks were worth different points and stuff like that. Like, it was overwhelming and confusing, and it just was not easy to use UI. That's why I've always appreciated Black Ops 2 Pick 10. It's simple, it's easy to get, you get to play whatever loadout you want, you just gotta balance everything out properly rather than having overpowered perks worth more. Just have everything worth 1 point, you get to roll with however you want to roll with. And that's so much better than the division system that they put with World War II. Yeah, I didn't mind it too much with the divisions. I just felt like you're really lacking in customization in ways that you want to play the game. Personally, I like to play really fast and silent, which you can't do in World War II, but you can do in pretty much every other Call of Duty. You know, I like to put on a silencer, you know, probably some marathon, some ninja, and call it good from there. Everything else is just extra. That's how I like to play the game, because I like to play really aggressive and move around. So bringing back the Pick 10, I am all for that. And also another great thing that Black Ops 4 is doing over the previous Call of Duties is giving you a lot of maps at launch, which is so huge. I don't like buying the DLC for Call of Duty because I feel like it's overpriced, and it's Call of Duty game itself is DLC, and that's just my opinion though. But you're coming out with 10 original maps, 4 remakes, and Nuketown coming out post-launch as well. The remakes being Firing Range, Jungle, Slums, and Summit. Yes! I love Jungle back in Black Ops 1. I thought it was one of the best maps in that game. And Summit Domination is literally the best game mode ever in Call of Duty history. And of course, you knew Nuketown was coming back. How can you have a Black Ops game without Nuketown, right? But coming out the gate with 14 maps, Nuketown coming out after that. You know, the health being upgraded so it rewards more accuracy. The smaller player bases, so then you don't get overwhelmed by so many players. It's more, you know, you are much more important to the team now because there's less people on the map. The Pick 10 system coming back, and just all this kind of combining together to something I think is going to be really special, and probably potentially the best multiplayer for Call of Duty since Black Ops 2. Now, this wouldn't be a Treyarch game if there wasn't zombies. Yes, I was a decent zombie player. I got really into it back in Black Ops 1. I love the maps, I love the themes and everything else that was added in Black Ops 1 from World at War, which also another great zombies Call of Duty game. But I felt Black Ops 2, they really tried to nerf a lot of things the community was doing to really get the high level gameplay. And plus I felt like they were trying to add in too many mechanics to where it was just really confusing to play. It was just, I think Black Ops 1 just had the right level of things to do gameplay and the simplicity of it all just to survive, I think worked out really well. Because Black Ops 1, even though, you know, for its simplicity, it was rather complicated as well. I watched IGN's video with the first 15 minutes of Black Ops Zombies, and yeah, it looks like zombies, man. I can't really know much else to say except it just that's looks like zombies to me, man. Like, first of all, the map that it starts out on is like a gladiator map, which is just freaking cool. And you're going to be getting more maps as well as the game progresses through its lifespan, which is fantastic. On top of that, the visuals looking great. It looks like how zombies should play to me, and so that gets me excited as well, because I feel like what Call of Duty were trying to do was to change the map and tools available for players rather than just improving the AI for the zombies. As we all know, what's called kiting, which is basically you just kind of run a loop and all the zombies will follow you in that loop exactly how you just ran, or at least they'll follow you to the shortest direction. And so that was actually a really important technique that a lot of people use in the Black Ops 1 and other maps on Black Ops 1 to get to higher levels. But I noticed that with Black Ops 2, they tried nerfing that by just making the areas smaller, no, you know, routes you can kite around in, especially with the vanilla map that came with Black Ops 2, that like you had to travel to different areas on the bus, and it was just like, it was just too much, and I just didn't really enjoy it. It just wasn't straightforward enough for me to enjoy like a zombie slaying game. But for Black Ops 4, it looks like they're bringing back that classic feel of zombies with all the brand new additions. It looks like it's bringing a much more cinematic experience as well. We get to actually know these characters, see them, interact with them a little bit more, or hear them interact with each other, I should say. And it just sounds like it's going to be just a solid zombies experience, which obviously I would hope so. I mean, these are the guys who created zombies for Call of Duty. You'd think they would make a great zombies mode. And now, what you're probably all waiting for, Blackout. To me, Blackout is a game seller of a mode. It's absolutely fantastic. I am absolutely enjoying that game mode so much. I was able to play the beta, thank God for some lucky people here in the community who were willing to gift me their code so I can get a chance to play it. And once I played it, I was hooked. Now, that's coming from a guy who didn't really get much into Battle Royale games. I didn't really play much PUBG just because of how like clunky, buggy the game plays. It's not finished, and like it's just like it feels weird. It feels like I'm playing, and like the shooting mechanics are just not fluid. It didn't play well. I felt like I was playing DayZ, which is kind of like how these games kind of derived from, right? And I just felt like it was really clunky, not smooth and fair, and just like it just wasn't good, pretty much. Like, there's a lot of bugs and issues with PUBG, but the solid gameplay mechanics there. It's just that like the polish is just isn't for me to really fully enjoy it. I tried to get it into Fortnite, but I just didn't really like the building aspect, and especially since I jumped in about 6 or 8 months after the popularity boom of the game, and a lot of people were really ahead of me, and there being like no like skill-based matchmaking formula kind of thing for it, to where, you know, good players can really stomp on, you know, mediocre or bad players, because that building is such a huge, it's all about the building in Fortnite. You just build up apartment complex, boom, right there, ready to go, jump down with a shotgun, and they're dead. And that seems like the general gameplay, and it's like it's rather repetitive and not really like, you know what's coming, you know how this is going to end, you know how it starts and you know how it ends with every Fortnite battle, but the intertwining middle part is the entertaining part about it, and that's where your skill really shows. But eventually you're going to get dropped down with a shotgun in that mode, and it just kind of and plus, like, the art style's alright, you know. I don't mind like the fun atmosphere, you know, kiddie atmosphere to the whole game. It's not my preference, but I don't mind it, and I just didn't really enjoy Fortnite, to be honest. It just wasn't for. But once I finally got my hands, these hands, on playing Blackout, I was hooked. It was so much fun. Oh my god, it brought you that fluidity and smoothness and just snappy gameplay that Call of Duty is known for, but then put it in like a PUBG setting, essentially, with all the pickups and everything else in between, and a, you know, map that's smaller but also has vehicles, so the action is still much higher paced than PUBG, which I thought was a very slow game. And so you don't have to try too hard to find people to shoot in that game, which is really nice. and then all the additional pickups that you can have perks that you can activate for a certain amount of time if you want to like go, oh, okay, which adds just you have perks in the game that you can activate to give yourself an advantage within tactical situations, which is a whole nother level of skill level being added into the game, which I think is just fantastic and just a really unique feature to put into Battle Royale. Yeah, vehicles that get from A to B really quickly. They're not super common, but they're common enough to where you'll find one. The weapons are rather good for their situations as well. It's not a huge variety in weapons, so I'd like to see more of that. But like, you know, you have your shotguns, your SMGs, your ARs, your sniper rifles, shotguns, like I said earlier. But then you also have these power weapons as well, like a war machine. You get like a super sniper rifle. You can pick up these gold tier weapons, which are just really, really good guns. And that's just like a really cool feature that kind of give it a little more arcadey fun feel to it, where if you can find these, which are super rare, but if you can pick it up, it's absolutely awesome. Now, tier 3 armor has been getting a lot of flack, no pun intended, about in the beta because it's really strong. Like, you can shoot a guy in the back of his head. He has enough time to turn around and kill you if you have tier 2 armor. It's pretty overpowered. But it's a simple, just a number change when it comes to your damage input. So it's, even if it's a game-breaking kind of situation in the beta, even though I didn't really think it was that bad, it's something that can be easily changed and updated. So it's not something that I'm too afraid that, you know, that Treyarch would be willing to look into and change. I know they made some changes from the beta to now, so we'll see how that works out. But so I'm not too worried about the whole tier 3 armor situation. I also think adding in classic maps put into the Blackout map is a really fun idea. Plus, it actually really just helps you understand the map locations and helps you memorize where these places are. Like when you say firing range, I know you're dead center in the map. If you say asylum, I know you're off on the hills to the right. If you say the dam, I know you're upper right hand corner. Like, you have very unique locations that you know, as soon as you land there, you know exactly where you are in the map, and help players you know, get more acclimated with this huge map. That's another thing too. This map is gigantic, but it's very easy to learn, which I found that's great. It was very intuitive. I never found myself getting confused about where I am on the map. Treyarch did a fantastic job trying to make every area be unique and play different and look different as well. And so then you're not, you know, in, you know, the upper left hand corner of the map, and it looks exactly like the lower right hand corner. Like, they really put some time and to really make sure that, you know, you're able to visually recognize where you are and where you need to go. Now, a lot of people have been saying that the Blackout mode is going to be a PUBG killer. Now, I never would say that it's going to completely kill PUBG, but it may essentially kill it. There's always going to be people that are going to be wanting to play PUBG over Blackout. That's just the truth. Some people are just not going to want to play a Call of Duty version of Battle Royale, which, you know, there's a good majority, there's a good, you know, population of people that will not want to play Blackout, and rather play PUBG. But I think a lot of people in PUBG are going to hop over to Blackout just because of the level of polish, the gunplay, the map design, and just everything else about Blackout. I find just overall just way more fun than PUBG, especially since we had really big time streamers playing the Blackout mode, and almost every one of those big time Battle Royale streamers loved Blackout. Dr. Disrespect loved it. Shroud really liked it. I'm pretty sure Ninja played it as well, but he'll probably be sticking to Fortnite because obviously he's like the face of Fortnite and, you know, Twitch gaming in general. But I can see a lot of people hopping off of the PUBG train and getting on top of the hype train that is known as Blackout, and having a really good time. I'm certainly going to be playing a lot of Blackout on my streams as well. So just to summarize what we just said in the video, guys, the multiplayer, it looks good. I think it will be the initial thing that people will play, just because that's what they come to expect from a Call of Duty, and that's what a lot of people bought Call of Duty for since Call of Duty 4 back in 2007. But I think a lot of people are going to be moving over from the multiplayer and realizing, like, yeah, it's kind of meh. You know, it's not great, not bad kind of thing. Kind of depends how you like it. But I think I see a lot of people going from the multiplayer over the Blackout. I see Blackout being the signature mode for Call of Duty Black Ops 4, and, you know, maybe they might put Blackout in other Call of Duties moving forward. Possibly, I would think so, because that's a kind of an Activision move to do. And so I think the multiplayer will be fine. I probably won't play it a whole lot because I like playing Halo more for my kind of like arena, smaller, you know, 4v4, 5v5 kind of game modes, whatever you want to call it. But it kind of depends, obviously. I'll definitely play it with friends and people on stream if you guys want to play it as well. So yeah, that to look forward to. The zombies look like they're coming back to form when it comes to the franchise as a whole. It looks like it's going to be like, you know, like your classic Black Ops 1 like zombies, but with all the additions, the good additions at least, to the zombies mode. I think it would be a really fun experience as well. And lastly, Blackout is going to be absolutely huge. Blackout's going to be the mode that's going to revive the franchise and bring it back up to a top tier franchise, probably maybe #1 most played on the Xbox. Definitely going to be top 5 for streamed for sure on Twitch, maybe in top 3. Will it kill Fortnite? No. Fortnite's free and rated T, I believe, and everyone and their mom knows about Fortnite at this point, so where it's just like it's so big that only they can fail. And that's kind of what happened to Call of Duty, that they were so big only they could fail themselves. But it looks like with Black Ops 4 we're going to come back to form of Call of Duty actually being a game people will want to play. So yeah, that was a long episode, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave it in the comment section down below what your guys' thoughts are on Black Ops 4. I do read all the comments and try to reply to most of them as well. If you want to stay up to date with anything gaming related, make sure to tap subscribe with the bell to keep you notified anytime awesomeness happens on the channel, which is going to be every time. If you're new to the channel, missing any content from me, you can always check out the videos on the screen right over here. And I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace out.